Hello. Hello, people, earthlings, humans, everyone. How are you? How are you feeling? We only have maybe a week or so left of 2024. 2024. I personally am glad. I'm tired of writing 2024. However, I still feel a little trepidation with 2025. I'm excited. I'm excited. And I know it's all a false paradigm in a way because time, day, the sun sets, the sun rises over and over again. Hopefully, it will continue to do that. You never know. Especially with Bill Gates wanting to work with Canada to dim our sun. Oh, the insanities, the insanities. When you have too much cash, you tend to be irrational. It seems to be that way, doesn't it? And you think everyone is interested in you because you're loaded with dough, with cash. Instead of realizing there's more than fiat money, more than gems, more than real estate. There's more at hand here because we all know it can go poof. It can go poof. Of course, they're trained to think that people without assets, without cash, go poof faster than those that do have them. However, the law of equal exchange or give and take is a human one, a human one. And there are other intelligences that do not give squat for the little extras that somebody else may have in comparison to what somebody else may not have, right? We have to realize that. Hello, darling. How are you? Xanadu. How are you, sweetheart? How's everything? How's everything? Are you prepared for this new year? Are you already ready for all the trips? The trips. And there will be many, many trips. Many trips. Many trips. It's exciting, isn't it? Ooh. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Xanadu. Mm. Did it feel peaceful? Was it peaceful? When my mother passed away a year ago, I felt inside that there was peace. There was peace. There was a lot of like tightness left. Tightness. And it wasn't the tightness within me per se. It was the current, the vibration. Do you want to talk about it? It is. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. It seems like when you're living on earth, you're striving through sickness and health and issues, and you just feel all tight, like like interlocking chains. And then when you pass on, especially your mother, when you pass on, it's like, whoo, whoo, whoo. I mean, I still have issues, of course, issues. Yeah, I felt the same thing that she was in a better place, that she was free. She always wanted to be free and she never quite felt free. She had a she had a quite a life. She almost lived to be a centurion. She was only a few months before she turned 100. And we had a very rocky relationship. So, but that was still not the issue. The issue was that she was in a better place. No, it's not the same. I mean, you lose something when you lose someone close to you. You lose a connection, but you also feel, to me, it felt like, the continuance, the continuance line of just heartbeat, heartbeat, and more heartbeat. Just the line of succession. And it reminds us too that, I mean, I was not with my mother when she passed, but I was with her psychically. I was with her in the ether, the ether, the ether. How did it happen? How did it happen? You can talk about it. Well, was she suffering? Or was it expected at least? Was it expected? Or was it sudden? You feel peaceful now? Do you feel you feel better now? I mean, of course you feel better in a way. In a way. You're probably still in shock. You probably still are digesting. You still are comprehending. Still are feeling. But that whole tug, it relaxes a little. It relaxes. And you wonder where your mother is now. I often wonder where my mother is. I mean, I wonder. I wonder. Like, I wonder. That's all I can say. Uh, Sunday, next Sunday. Next Sunday, right? Because it's already Monday. It's Monday, yeah. I only went to one viewing, and that was a neighbor. And I also have a very clinical experience with death. I spent 1 year in med school. So that's without talking about the details. But yeah. Hmm. Christmas week. Uh, you see your mother and your sister as doves. Do you see yourself as a dove too? Of course. Maybe a little different. Yeah. I have more experience in medically with death than I do personally. I mean, actual hands-on experience. And it's just different. It's different. Well, people, it makes you feel that like there's the continuance of the life. It's where does that energy go? Where do we go? Where do our essence? Do we just crawl out of our shells Our bodies, we leave our bodies behind and we just go. I almost died once through my own stupidity. And I saw the tunnel, the light, and I was brought back, obviously. But it was like when I was dying, I felt I was in a tunnel, and it was like being in a foam straw, like, surrounded by foam. It was dark. It was like gray, and it was soft, soft, soft. The walls of the tunnel were soft, and but at the end of the tunnel, I saw this brilliant light, and I was going towards it. I was going towards it. At the same time, I was feeling this soft, cushy, cushy tunnel, and very soft, like foam. And but the light was there, and I saw the light. And of course, I was going toward the light as I was dying. But for some reason, not for some reason, I was brought back. And it did traumatize me, but I was still too stupid at the time to really get the full impact of it all. But yeah, it's different. It's different. When you leave your body, you leave your body. And it's hard when you like look at your mother and you think that this is the person I love, but the person is already gone. Or you look at a close part of you, the body, and you see it's gone. Once too, and if you really, you can even see sometimes the shimmery self, the spirit of the self. It's shiny, it's sparkly, the self. One time too in med school, one person was not completely at rest. One person was not at rest. And he haunted me all day long. He followed me. I was in Manhattan. He followed me. He followed me. He followed me as I walked like around 14th Union Square, and he followed me. I was going to a restaurant. I think I had it. And he crossed the street with me. It was like a huge, dark, boomerang shaped thing. It was like I could feel, just like it's like the spirit did not know where to go. And I had it was like hanging over me, and it was huge. It was big. It was big. It was big. And I had a meeting with someone, and I mentioned that I had what had happened. And of course, they looked at me with wide eyes and was like, ready to like, I'm going to get away from this person. She's nuts. She's nuts. However, I know what I felt. So the next day, I had to like leave early for class. Leave my and I took a cross. I took a cross, and I before anybody came in, and I what I considered an exorcism to help the spirit find a way to get out of the lab, because this was a big lab, a big laboratory, and there were a number of bodies around. And anyway, I went through a ceremony, and the spirit was allowed to rest. That happened, and then I was never actively haunted by that person again. But I do think the spirit of a person, when you send them off properly, when they're sent off properly, they don't get lost. Because it's not very nice to be wandering around. Yeah. So, I mean, there's like lots of experiences that we have, and it's all preparation. I mean, I don't particularly like believe in reincarnation in terms of like you come back on the same planet, in the same area, stuff like that. I don't particularly believe because I think the universe is vast, and I do believe that the spiritual essence of a person, the soul, call it whatever name, I don't know what name to call it, but I really don't even know what to call it from the experiences I've had. I would just say that there's more to everything than we are allowed to even think about. And I don't believe that if we were to be, and there's many places to go, many places to go. Yes, I am doing readings. Right now, one of my dear, dear friends have had a passing, Xanadu. Would you like a reading, Xanadu? Hmm. Would you like a reading about your mom? I don't even know if I can attempt to like attempt. She's passing. She passed. Hmm. I wouldn't want to hold her. I wouldn't want to like. I really would not want to hold on to her transformation, her destiny. You understand what I'm saying? But however, let's see. Let's see now, okay? Xanadu's mom. Let's see now. Now these are vintage cards. Probably these are from the 80s. Probably, your mom's time. So these have a lot of residue on them. Okay, let's just take a general. Your mom. And let's see if she has any messages for you. I don't want to get too, I don't want to tie her to like the earth realm. I don't want to. But let's see. Xanadu's mom. Here we go. Let's see now. I just took 4 random cards. If there is a message, which I still think it's too early, but let's see. The King of Swords. The King of Swords, we have a statement. We have some sort of statement. We have something that is not received but is given. Oh, okay. Now we have something that is given. This is a statement. Now, where is this statement? Justice. We have justice. We just picked justice. Now we have justice saying a life well lived. What kind of justice? She feels that the relationship is of value. The She feels valued by your missing, by your missing her. By she feels that it was a she's sorry to have left, but we each have our path. The Three of Cups. She's happy. She's happy. She's happy to have given you life. She's happy that you appreciate that she's given life. She's happy that you had her in your life. She's happy. The Three of Cups, she feels joy. She feels joy. She has joy. Joy. That she had a life with you, and that was good. She had joy. She had earthly joys. and the Queen of Cups. And she wishes to extend for you until you meet again. She wishes to, you made her feel good. You made her feel good. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. We have Justice. And we have the King of Swords. You made her life a life that was well lived. She wants you to know that she's happy. She wants you to know that she was happy and blessed to have you. She was happy for all the little moments. And you made her feel like the Queen of Cups. You made her feel overflowing with emotions that she did not know that she had had. And it was a blessing. It was a blessing. She was very blessed to have you. It was a complete emotional journey. Beautiful journey. Three of Cups, Queen of Cups, Justice, and the King of Swords. That's the message that she wants, that she gave, that she feels. Thank you. Thank you, daughter. I see thank you, daughter, and thank you, mom. It was beautiful. Yes. The Three of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Your relationship, give and take, interaction. Yeah, that's what I see. You're welcome. It was a beautiful, 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 and she's happy. She's happy. She's happy. She's happy. And that's with the King of Swords. Basically, her message to you that you made her feel great. And you gave her many, many, many moments, times, feelings, parts of happiness. Yeah, she's happy. You're welcome. All right. Now, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment and wish her well on her journeys. Wish your mom well on her journeys. Yeah. Yes, you can get a reading, but right now, I just you can get a reading. Hmm. I'm just still feeling your mom. Xanadu, I'm still feeling. I'm still feeling her. But she's happy. She's happy. She's very happy. She's freer. She's freer. And that's very important. Yeah, because here on Earth right now, we're going through so much. So much. Yes. We all lose our mothers at some point. We all lose. And we gain. We gain. We gain because then we have to stand on our own 2 feet. Really stand on our own 2 feet. I mean, we're always, even if we get cranky with each other, we have arguments, we still have to stand on our own 2 feet. And we're faced now with something that we have never yet have dealt with. never yet have dealt with in the terms of we've been kept stupid. You know, the alive, us, have been kept stupid. Stupid. And it's one thing that we have known kindness in the past through our mothers, that we gain our strength to deal with and recognize how much we've been kept in the dark, how much we how this whole system works. Like your mother, the mothers knew, and they serve, their passing serves to give us strength to take up the fight, take up, light the candle, to light the candle, to light the candle to the journey that we have to take. I am. Yeah, I know some stick around. Some spirits of our loved ones stay around, and who is to say passing on or going someplace else? You don't know. Maybe, and this is the times I mean, Xanadu and I am. This is the times that we're living in now. We have to really corridor ourselves as to what is really happening. You know, do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, right now, we have this the heavens are alive. We have prophecy after prophecy from all different places being thrown in our faces as to what is what. And then we have disintegration of all of us faced at any particular time. I mean, nuclear weapons, missiles, war, and destruction, which is totally insane. Totally insane. Now, our mothers knew about new war, World War II. I mean, the wars, the big wars, the Vietnam War, the Korean Wars. I mean, the wars, which is constant. Why? Why are we doing this to each other? We should be united. We should be feeling each other's essence, feeling each other's energy, but yet we just want to like slap, destroy, crush, like violence. We like violence. We being, instead of like appreciating life, appreciating the moments that we have had and others have had? Why are we being led down to this path of bullshit? It's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. Bullshit. Right? Keisha. Hi, Keisha. Uh, I mean, I think that we have to just take the ones we've known in the past, and we have to use all the energies that we could grab, embrace, and push forth something new. I mean, our mothers gave birth to us. Why? I mean, we were in active love, most of us. We were, but what is our purpose? What is our purpose? Our purpose is not to perpetrate division. No. Our purpose is not for destruction and for war. No. Our purpose is not to be annihilated by some creatures, some beings from either on this earth, under the earth, or from another galaxy, another planet. We're here to like progress as a union, as a unit, right? Hi. We're here to like progress as a unit and having strong ties with your mother who birthed you. You're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky. And you're also strengthened. You're strengthened. Strengthen? Yes, because you have the knowledge, the companionship, the depth of emotion, the depth of empathy, the depth. You have another energy. It's like when you were pregnant with you. When women are women who carry children, women who carry emotions, women who are intuitive, women who embrace others. It's a ladder. It's a ladder. And where does it go? Step one, step two, step three. We developed something more because that's how women are. Women are gatherers, women are embracers, women. That's what. Yes, women are. Women are. We feel that. Okay, so we're not as strong as men. Okay, duh. We're not dealing with. We're not as a strength. What kind of strength? We're talking intuitive strength. Women, we know things. We know things because we're internalizing. Yes, we internalize it because we're women. We're women, and we're strong, and we're strong. And once we extend, we look upon our eyes through other women, other intuitives, other embracers. Not that we're like categorized by the male gaze of being you're a number 10, you're a number 5, you're a number 1. Oh, that is so nauseating. I feel like retching just the thought of these societies, Western societies in particular, which categorize women according to the 1 to 10 level. And then we feel worthless, we feel bullied, we feel this, get over it. And then we have also societies, the political situation is so that we're categorized according to other check boxes. Check this box, check that box. Now, life is more than a checkbox. We do not go to a separate place based on what we have checked. It's true, we have not. We will not. And we're always being limited, time, age limited, sex limited, etc., etc., etc. Education limited, color limited. It's the endless list, the endless list, the endless list. We're missing the point. The endless list. And that's where we are in human development right now. And you can almost think that our mothers passed away, and those that are still, my mother's passed to give us a more padding, to give us more strength, to give us more depth, more depth, more depth, more depth. To become us, like, we become 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1. And maybe, let's say there's like, even they take like ancestry.com, those things, you find out your DNA and you find out where your body, your meat suit, your anatomy hails from, which is putting crudely, but you understand what I'm saying. Actually, in totalitarian, in totalness, we need to go back 65 generations to get all the components of who we are. But just imagine we have 65 generations of mothers and daughters, women embracing. So we are not just one person. There's 65 of us in any direction we look, length, left, right, front, back, right? Right? In other words, your wish could be, do you get your wish now? Your wish could be to the 64th power. To the 64th power of your connection, of being alive. And then forget about the 64 for a second. We go back since the beginning, since we're the fact that we're alive, we go back to the beginning. The beginning. The beginning. Right? We just didn't come up with, poof, poof. Even if we were made in petri dishes, our cellular memories go back. go back. And our cells go back. So it's kind of irrelevant in some ways. In some ways. What I'm trying to say is right now we are being faced with World War III. We're being faced with the sky is alive with all these strange, strange vehicles. Vehicles, right? Vehicles. And we're like going, stupid stuff. We'll worry about stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. I mean, so and so movie star, so and so this, so and so that, or are we? No, we're something's happening. Something really miraculous is happening right now, and our ancestors are helping us deal with this. Deal with this because we have to take on more. Take on more responsibility. I am. Your mom passed away in September. That was 4 months ago, right? 4 months ago, right? October, November, December, 3 months ago. 3 months ago. What can I do? Are you in pain? Are you feeling that? Are you in pain because of it? Are you in pain? Are you in pain because you had unsolved? Like my mother when she died a year ago. She died a year ago. A year and a month ago. I guess what is that? Like 13 months ago she died. Actually, no, wait a minute. She died like 14 months ago. And we had a contentious relationship. I am still like ambiguous. I'm still ambiguous. I'm still ambiguous. Sometimes I feel her by me, and then sometimes I'm arguing with her. I mean, we had a contentious relationship. And if it was a perfect world, we would get along fabulously. But we did not live in a perfect world. Well, that's good. That's good that you held her while she passed. That's good. That's good. That's good. I I I I don't. I'm glad that you had that experience. Are you still sad? I mean, that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Are you still? Are you in pain because she left? Put it that way. Are you in pain because she left? You miss her, and there's no one like her, right? Uh, so she's still around you. She's still around you. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, yeah, the body is so. I know it's so. I mean, from the living point of view, death is really. It's a strange. It's strange. I mean, it's very strange. Death is very strange. And when you see a body that has no life, no life, and when you've known that body, love that body, even when you didn't, oh, even in a stranger's body, it's very, it's haunting. It's very, very haunting. It's as though we're like statues or something. Statues. I mean, that's the wrong word. I know. I'm like, I can't find the right word for like what it is exactly. What is the right word? Hmm. It'll come to me. I mean, this is, the end of the year is the end of the year. It's the end. Well, my mother was a difficult woman too, and she was particularly hard on me. And she was very male orientated too. Like women were different than men, which they are. But she was like, she had a few of us. So it was like I didn't feel I was exactly appreciated. Not appreciated, that's the wrong word. You understand what I'm saying. We just had a difficult time together. We had a difficult time together. And it was like the woman must follow the man. And at a time that I didn't feel that way, I didn't feel that path. Yes, the ethereal, the ether, the metaphysical. That's the metaphysical self. The ether is extremely, extremely real. Is extremely, extremely real. And there's many parts of that ether. Perhaps that's even what they have in CERN right now. They say there's 17 dimensions. Besides, I mean, we're living in a four-dimensional, touch, etc., sight, taste, reality. But I mean, there's more to it. And the fact that we've been lied to, I say lied to, in terms of who and what we really are. I mean, the ether, I mean, it's like the ether is so complex. Perhaps in the ether we're all, if we wish to be, united again. The ether. And we don't talk about the ether. There's so much we don't talk about in human these human societies. We don't talk about it, especially in Western society. We have this like, you're only good for like a certain amount of time and then it's over, right? And what can you do for the collective, the society as a whole, right? And then if you can't do anything on a certain level, then pick up my trash, right? Or out with the trash, something like that. We have a very throwaway society in terms of its people, its energy, and we don't even consider ether. Oh, I understood that. I understood that. I understood that. I understood that. I understood it difficult. I mean, I honestly had to remove myself consciously, physically from my mother, my own personal mother, because it was not healthy. It was not healthy, and I have too much to do, and she it was too difficult for her to be around me. I'll put it that way. However, I never stopped having that connection, and we still argued even when we didn't see each other. We still had arguments. So, but yeah, I understand what you said. It's not like nobody. I understand. It's hard for women. It's very hard for women to accept their secondary position. I mean, they have to. Women in the West, we have to fight for everything we have to constantly justify to the umpteenth degree our abilities professionally in the workforce, as a human being. We're constantly being judged, marketed, and pegged, and it's insulting. It's insulting, and it's so unnecessary. And that's, I think, the plight of women is the whole Eve complex. It's our fault that we're not in the Garden of Eden type thing. It's our fault, which is, I mean, And then now we're giving men a bad name because we learn to like survive in a world that is not exactly geared to us women. I mean, before 100 years ago, 200 years ago, whatever it is, the Salem witch, a woman, when she had a knowledge of herbology and she had a sense of her own self, were called witches, and were burned in the European societies. I mean, as opposed to tribal indigenous ones like the Iroquois, I mean, they had women as leaders, as heads of community. Whereas in the Western world, we have a different type of role play, and it's very, very hard and frustrating. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. We have to, like, if we can, I mean, I'm really happy when women come to me and they've had a satisfying relationship with their mothers, particularly their mothers, and they passed on like good things. Even if they could see through all the arguments that you had, that you were able to pass on good things. And I must say that, like, my relationship with my mother was esoteric. We felt each other more than saw each other, because that was for us. That was good for us, and that's what happened. But your wish fulfilled. Now, your mom is probably she's with you, and she's consciously in your dream world, and she's with you because beings all beings they don't operate, it's not one size fits all. It's not like that. It's really not like that. And she can feel the polarity. She wants to see you in a happy place. She wants to see you in a place of like that you can navigate with courage, navigate with compassion, navigate with empathy. Because that's the true gain of being human, not by being on these other trips. Even if she herself could not practice those things, those elements, she herself knows, now that she's passed over, especially knows that that's the requirement for being a female human. A female human. To pass on. To pass on and to gift. To embrace. And to also recognize that we have more than we're allowed or social. I mean, to break out of the box. Break out of the box. Your mom is like broke. Our mothers have broken out. They're out of their bodies, right? They no longer have to conform to X, Y, and Z. And the message is to, while we're still in our bodies, our physical bodies, do not comply with the BS. Exactly. Yes. 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 I mean, we are leaders. We are leaders. We are consciously seeking enlightenment. We are seeking enlightenment. We are seeking. We're not. We're not going around, hating or like saying superiority waves. Nothing. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's simply understanding, justifying, and seeking a direction, because we know that society today is totally off the mark. Totally off the mark. We're tired of being stupid. We're tired of living stupid. How's that? We're tired of living stupid. It's irritating, it's non functional, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. If you just acquiesce to this, how do you call it? This mirage, this fantasy world of like, being jerked around, then we're part of the problem. We are just like We might as well just be in the kitty litter pan, right? In the kitty litter pan. We're in it. We're living. If you believe what they say, and you condition yourself as what they say to be conditioned yourself to, we're living in a kitty litter pan. Hi. Hi, Jack. Yes, we're living in a kitty litter pan. Now, I think that we can do so much better. I don't think we know. I know that we could do so much better. That's what's so irritating. That is what is really, it's also exciting. It's exciting when you like, it's almost as though we're out in a desert. And then from the distance, we see this fort like structure, which we know while we're out in the desert, we have to go towards that, that fort like structure. We see a big wall, and then we know there's like life and activities beyond that wall. And we have to get to that distance. We have to put yourself, we are here, and we have to go over there. And we know that we can come across wild animals, we can come across deprivation, we can come across a lot of things, and we can have some aids too, some helpers along the way, but we have to cross that. And if we don't cross that, we also know that there's a lot of forces that don't want us to go there, don't want us to like level level up. Like you to your high priestess level, another one to their, this is sensible, their empath level. Because if you have too many smart people, too many giving people, the system the system is destroyed. The system of exploitation is destroyed. And then if you have the system no longer works, how do you get your money? How do you get your power? How do you get your I'm better than you vibe? How do you get that? Which this system hierarchical systems thrive on. They thrive on superiority and inferiority. Whereas, you know, in the true sense of realities, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as someone better than somebody else. There isn't. Of course, there's evil and there's goodness. You make the choice as to what spirits, what entities you choose. You choose. You choose. Free choice. Nobody's twisting your arm to accept the evil, to accept the normal. What is the normal? Is the normal good for you? I don't think the normal is good for anyone. Whether you, the normal is a shoebox existence. Ah, let's see. Do readings on themselves? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. In fact, I don't. I don't recommend it so much, but however, you know, it depends upon your circumstances. If you're if you respect someone and their readings, I would, you know, you should go out elsewhere. But you know, sometimes to understand, it depends upon your level of like honesty. And I don't mean honesty; I mean in terms of self-evaluation. And I mean sometimes like wishful thinking. A lot of psychics they go like, you know, it's kind of like the spur of the moment thing and how it feels, which is, you know, important. However, I mean, I think your abilities, and I'm talking about psychokinesis, I'm talking about clairvoyancy, all the 10 or 12 abilities that we're capable of. We have to work on these things. We have to work on like getting outside the box. We have to work on being true to our nature. And if we don't know our nature, then we have to find out our nature is. What is healthy, what is not healthy, all types, it's complicated. I mean, do you know that even in like government installations, for instance, government military bases, they have a section, so the complex ones, they have a section of which they train people to develop their abilities. They take it seriously. As we go he, and like, you know, we laugh and we go like, are you or are you not, and all these things. But however, on a bigger level, it's taken very seriously. I mean, just because we have weak bodies and we have, you know, 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 legs, 2 arms, and we can like bleed easily. It doesn't mean that we are weak. We have other skills, other abilities that if societies really appreciated us as contributors, not as detractors, not as useless eaters, we would be able to be stronger. So it's up to us and our ancestors to get stronger. Because the more we get stronger, the tougher, the more resilient, the more, it's almost like a neurological network of connection. It is a neurological connection. It is. I mean, we could basically go anywhere. We basically can go anywhere. There are skills that we could teleport. Remote viewing. Remote viewing takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work. But how many of you remote view? How many of you are telepathic? How many of you have even, like, as we like are being constricted with language, especially in modern society, 25 words for chat, 25 words for Gmail, whatever. 25 words for every single thing we sent over the Wi-Fi. Now, is as we become constricted. And then the subject matter, we have to be very careful of what we talk about because it's just too outrageous. But the spirit world does not know any type of limitation like that, nor does the spirit world judge the real spirit world. I mean, you can always have mystics and psychics that like are trying to put their lower chakras, the lower energies or sexual energies into things, or their whatever. You know what I'm getting at. And then that's a whole other thing of like not being true to self, not being true to the ether, to the chi of life, the chi, the energy level, the vibration. And the more pure energy frequencies and vibrations you can emanate, the more powerful your abilities become and your capabilities become. When you ask for certain things, that becomes almost a vanity. Like I've been asking for certain things as well. And it's almost, you got to take, I think, of course, I think you got to take your, what do you call it? Your own personal vanity out of it, your own personal something, your own like cheekiness, for the lack of a better word, your own cheekiness. You got to take your own, you got to clean your slate, like a blackboard. You got to clean up your vibration level. I mean, and it's funny, not funny, but it's ironic that certain things, like certain people have the gift of vision. They can see colors, they can see shapes, they can see people, they can see like the air getting thick with moisture. They can feel the vibration. They can see the vibration. But then other people have like, numbers. They get numbers. They get like a sense of some other type of abstractness. And it depends. It just depends what, you say, if you're a psychic, you should be able to like do this and do that. That's a vanity comment. That's almost like a threat. That's, or it's like a, what do you call that? It's taunting. It's taunting. You could be taunting yourself, what I'm trying to say. You could be taunting yourself. But first, manifesting, you have to manifest where you're going to be and what you're going to do. Like you can't manifest yourself. Let's say, I want to have blueberry pie for Christmas, let's just say. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about blueberry pie. But I still know that there's like steps I have to go through to go get that blueberry pie. And yeah, I would like to, I'm not high enough to make just out of the ectoplasma bring myself a blueberry pie. I'm not pure enough to bring myself a blueberry pie. How's that? I do I think that the ectoplasma I can make a blueberry pie? Yeah, I think I can. Not me. I mean, I'm trying to say purity of vibration, purity of intelligence. I mean, I just think that we exist in a multi-dimensional reality more than just the touch, the taste, the this and the that. We exist. I mean, there's so much of our past that we are denied. So it's hard to get the purity. It's hard. We need to like talk pure. We need to think pure. We need to cut through the BS. We need to dissect every single thing in front of us and see where it takes us. Takes us. Confirmation is kind of like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Confirmation is almost a tense and almost like stroking too, because if we're with the if we're with the essence, with the aura, not the aura, the ether. If we're with the ether, we don't need confirmation because we're in this. Like a few times I was remote viewed, right? A few times. Not lately, but I have. And the first time, it was scary. Maybe the first time, it was scary because I could see my body and I was outside of it. And it was scary because I was so alone and everything was pulsating. Everything was, it was like, I could just feel, I mean, it felt almost like dew was in the air. Dew. It was like, it just felt like never felt so naked. And I never felt so, so, so open. So open. There was no front to back side. It was just there. It was just there. And then I have taken like steps outside my body. And it's amazing, this like plant over here. You don't just see the bottom of it. But I mean, the leaves, I mean, it's breathing. Every single thing vibrates. The vibration is intense. So you could even think that if an alien, not even alien, other beings, how they look upon us with our pitiful selves of like we need to have definition constantly in front of us. We need to have stroking in front of us. We need to have affirmation in front of us. Do you think they're going to think kindly of us? We need so much. And then we're like totally, most of us, because we are a species, most of us are totally off, off center course. Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, of course, I mean, we have so much to do. We have a lot of, I mean, both of us, we have a lot to do. We have really a lot to do, and we have a path that's complicated. We have a complicated path. Because we know as soon as like I taste that blueberry pie, what's the next thing? The next thing, the next thing. I mean, no, I can't. We have to there's so much to do. It's just incredible. There's just so much to do, and at the same time, we're getting manufactured to move by fear of displacement, fear of loss of love, fear of loss of life, fear of loss, fear of not gaining. That's what we're being motivated, which I'm against right now, which is like totally on steroids. Is the fear of contagiousness, fear of everything, every single thing. What is that damn thing in the sky? We asked ourselves those things. I mean, and it's like, oh, stop talking about it. And like, I don't want to hear it. It's like upsetting. I mean, fear, which is like part of like a head in the sand type of environment. And, you know, it's kind of sad that people are just, we're so disorientated from each other. And we have so much that we need to pacify each other with. So much. So much. So much. It's really, and you know, the joy. We're all like indigenous too. There's no Europeans are better than indigenous people. There's no Semitics that are better than Gentiles, or like there's no religion that's better than the other. There's all equality, and that's the thing that we have to. That's the thing that we have a problem with, is accepting others that do not dress the way, they do not talk the way, they do not worship the way, they do not think the way. And that's where we need our double energy. Some people even come to me with comments because like I have tarot cards in front of me, like I'm working the way of the devil. I mean, really. They don't even understand light and darkness in this reality. Light and darkness. And it's really, it's a shame because we are living in an age of we don't know which way to go. Humanity is at crossroads. It constantly we keep on repeating of the crossroads and where to go. And in terms of like the galaxy, even though we're told how many planets, how many galaxies, we're given numbers, and we still have like archaic questions, archaic feelings. We still can't understand who and what we are. It's a little frustrating. Don't you think so? Don't you think that's frustrating? Don't you think that's frustrating? It's a little sad too. It's a little sad. It's a little sad that we always have to start again and again and again and again. But you know, but when we're dealing with like wars, we're dealing with nuclear power, which we've been dealing with since the 40s, right? Let's see how long ago. I mean, that's 80 years ago, and we know that this power has been around before. We know that because history only keeps repeating itself. But the power, it's like, aren't we're in danger. We're in danger of being extinct because the patience have run out. The patience of other intelligence, they're running out. Get it together, they tell us, or we are going to get it together for you, or we're going to pull the curtain on us. That is essentially what's happening right now. The intelligence are telling us, pull it together, understand the totality of the human experience. If you don't appreciate your planet, we're going to take it over, or we're going to like get rid of you altogether. That's what's basically happening. So, I mean, we can talk tough. We can talk about, empire building with the Chinese, the Russians, or the Americans. But the point of the matter is we have to live together. We have to live together, or something is going to come around and tell us, show us what real fear, realness is. If we can't be real among ourselves, we are going to be herded into a state that we don't particularly want to go. Right now, they're showing us a light show. They're showing us all these type of, drones and aircraft. They've been around for like decades. But now we're talking about it. Before, if you talk about it, look what I saw in the sky, they go, oh, she's nuts, or she's like on drugs, or she's drunk, whatever. They would always make some hee ha ha nonsense. Not anymore. Now they're going, So, we're going, because the curtain is lifting. The curtain of what we're supposed to do is lifting. 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 So, anyway. And I feel that we just need to be together on this trip. On this trip. We need to reach out to each other in readings, chats, however, we need to push each other, push each other. We need to support each other, right? We need to support, push, and we need to understand what we are being filled with light, filled with energy, filled with vibration, filled with honesty. It's very hard. I mean, it's easy in a way. I mean, I'm just trying to share. I'm just trying to share. I myself am just trying to share. And I do know that things I have seen, well, I know what I've seen and what I've experienced. And sometimes it's scary. Yes, it's scary. But at the same time, I have to get stronger. Stronger. Like we all have to get stronger. We all have to get stronger. And it's important now because the time is tick, 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 tick. When they start throwing up or not throwing up, I mean throwing up into our faces all the different prophecies. I'm going to do readings on the different prophecies too. There's a few of them. There's about 4 or 5 prophecies that are happening now, and there's probably more. Every indigenous person, which all of us come from an indigenous background, whether it be Vikings, whether it be the Greeks, whether it be an island in Indonesia, whether it be the mountains of North America. Yes, we all come from indigenous petroglyphs, writings, word of mouth, mouth, ears. Yeah, we know something's up. We know something's up. We know something's up. And whoever did some things are coming back. Has anybody taken a trip in an airplane lately? At night? Tell me what you've seen. I mean, I'm not talking about the drones in the sky. I'm talking about when you're all up high in an airplane. What do you see? What have you seen? What have you seen? Tell me, what have you seen when you're like taking that plane? You're digging, what do you call it? Not the red eye. I forget what you call it. Maybe it's called the red eye. You know, the nighttime trip. You know, you get up in the plane, it's 10 o'clock at night, stuff like that, or 9 o'clock at night. And you're going through urban areas, you know, on the ground. What do you see? What do you see? You see something, don't you? Now, if anybody has anything they want to add, they want to say, what do you do? What are you going to do for 2025? Tell me, what's happening for 2025 for you? What's happening with 2025? Well, I'm going to take a little break. But if you would like a personal reading, just ask. Just ask. And of course, contributions are welcome. You know, lights cost money, Everything costs money because our bodies are still here and they require certain things. So if you'd like to contribute, please do. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I have a lot more things to share, a lot more things to like find out, just like you do. There's a lot more frequency levels that we can explore and go through. And I think that we all believe that there's a level of communication happening, and we don't need to be turned on the television to find out that communication. The vision that we feel, the visions that we see are more complicated, and they're not gratuitous statements or check off the box. We have gone to, we're in a transformation period. Humanity is being transformed. Now, are we with the program or not? Or not? That's a question we have to ask ourselves. Are we with the program or not? And you, of course, you're going to know what is the program. The program is called The Awakening. It's the awakening of who and what we are. Who and what we are. That's what it is. The awakening. So I'll be back in a few minutes, about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to get some coffee, some more black coffee, and a couple things. I'll be back. I got my coffee. I got my coffee cup. Just a plain cup of coffee. See? Yeah. Well, where I'm at, is in the mountains, and it's going to snow tonight. It's probably snowing outside. It's cold. I wonder if there's like snow spirits. Mm. I wonder if there is snow spirits, like sun spirits, beach spirits, mountain spirits. There probably are. There probably is. Have you ever gone in the woods? You don't necessarily have to go to the woods, but just look at a tree, for instance, or just like, just it has to have some trees around it, but you can see things in it. Look, if you look at that bark, you look at that trunk, you can see things in it. You can see sometimes goblins, sometimes monsters, sometimes animals of a different sort. Sometimes you could just see, like if you read something, as some philosophy book of a different country, you could see, like their idea of joy, their idea of mystery in that nature scene. For a while, I used to wonder, like, when I was a kid, what the heck are you doing out in the woods? I mean, I felt like a wildness. But as I grew up, I still didn't see anything. I was more into being in the city. But then after a while, I started noticing things in nature. And it's almost as though that nature freezes your emotions. Or there are actually spirits in there are spirits in trees. There are spirits in trees. Don't you think so? Don't you think there are spirits in trees? Sometimes I used to think that trees were even not of it's an intelligence that is. I mean, besides the Disney movies, I'm not talking about stuff like that. I mean, they make a mockery out of things. I'm talking about the way that they grow up and then they branch out. They grow up and they branch out. It's like they're going up to the sun or to the heavens. They grow up to the heavens. They don't grow. I mean, they grow two ways. They grow roots and to the heavens. I guess it's the old society of what's above is so below type thing. I guess where they got that from. It must be, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. So does anybody have any New Year's wishes? Like how is 25 going to be different from 24? How is it going to be? Well, for one, I mean, I'm asking you. I'm not just pontificating by myself. How is it going to be for you? How is it going to be? Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be more prosperity? There's always going to be people that are going to prosper no matter what they have to do. Even though it does, when you're making like, $20 an hour, doing like, a sales job, it does take longer to get done. Or you're making four rubies an hour, it takes a long time to get things done. I think we'd always think that you'd have to contact some kind of spirit to aid you, to like give you an idea, to clear your mind, to strengthen your body, to be able to get these things done, right? And why not? Why shouldn't the spirits help people who ask them with respect to help them? I guess that's the same thing too about asking good spirits and then bad spirits. Because sometimes, I mean, that is consciously been something that we've always seen in cartoon form, story form, asking for the good, praying to the angels, praying to the demons, whatever. I don't mean whatever in a callous manner. I'm just saying there's definitely spirit, intelligence that are helping us or helping us for their gain, of course, too. Or they're not their gain, just for their amusement. Don't you think that's possible? It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Anything and everything is possible because everything is on the table. Every single thing is on the table because there is no get up in the morning, go to school, become indoctrinated, come home, do your homework, or get up in the morning, go take your job, listen to your boss, drive your coworkers insane, and then come back and spend your money and again and again and again and again. That reality is diminished. That reality is not a reality. That's called, well, it's called plantation. It's also called, it's called a lot of negative, it's called a lot of nowhere, or what if there is no job? Then you go, oh God. So what if there is no school? You go, oh God. But what if there is no indoctrination? What if there is simply start over again? Start over. What do you mean start over? Start over. Reformat your thinking. What if you didn't go to school? What if you just like learned? When you found a book, you read it, you found another book, you read it. What did you want to, first of all, figure out what you want to do. Do I want to work with my hands? Do I want to like explore the universe? Frankly, I don't see how anybody who is like a thinking person cannot explore the universe because the universe is staring down and looking at us through a microscope. We got the attention on this planet of a lot of others. I mean, the pyramids, you know, the whole thing. Oh, you had, you know, thousands and thousands of slaves pull these huge concrete slabs, or not concrete, granite slabs, and put this together. Ha ha. Oh, we have these buildings that were built in the 1800s, and they're just, you know, they have like 40 feet doorways, and they have all this beautiful, beautiful precision artwork, and it was done in the 17th hundreds or so, or it was done in like 10,000 AD. Right. Or how did they even get that skill? We can't even get the skill. So we're told today we can't even get that skill if we don't finish 4 years or 10 years of higher education, so-called higher education. And if we don't get the permits, we don't get the licenses. I mean, it's so complicated. It's so much bureaucracy. In other words, we're told we can't do crap unless we go through the bureaucracy, right? Right. Okay, that's kind of depressing. So we won't even stress ourselves out on that. But let's just, what are you going to do? How are you going to live differently? If you had to live differently, or if you want to live differently, how? 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 That's a question we have to ask ourselves for 2025. Because in 2025, the year of prophecies, we have to handle it. We have to handle it. We have to handle all these different things. We have to open ourselves up to what is, what is. What is. You don't even know what is. What are you talking about? Look at these cards. Ooh, there's so many of them. Now, what is this? Oh, these are dragon cards. Look at these things. These are strange looking cards. Snakes, lizards, dragons. Some ugly looking dragons, too. I mean, they have a lot of swag to them. Well, they definitely do have swag. Look at this, the Queen of Cups. It's not my idea of the Queen of Cups, but I was not the one. Look at this spooky thing. The Ten of Cups. The Ten of Coins, rather. The Ten of Coins. Makes having money and having goodies to be a little nefarious, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Look at this one. What is this? Look at that figure. That is weird looking, isn't it? Look at that. Isn't that weird looking? That's weird. This is a very strange deck. Look at this one. Ah. the Queen of Wands. Gee, that's spooky. That's spooky. This is a strange deck. A strange deck. No. Does anybody want to take a trip on this deck? You're welcome. The Temperance. Temperance. That doesn't look like, I'm biding my time. Looks like agony. Look at this. The Nine of Cups. Well, at least that's a little, you call those things dragonfish? Not dragonfish. Seahorses. Seahorse. That's a little seahorse. Well, that looks kind of cute. Look at this one. The High Priestess. When a High Priestess looks like that, I'll do what she says. I don't know. I have no questions. I'll do it. I'll definitely do it. I'll definitely do it. Well, what does the rest of this look like? This is interesting. Let me ask a question. Let's see now. What's a question? This is a strange deck. I guess I'm going to ask the question with this strange looking deck. This is the first time I've used this deck. I've had it, but I haven't used it. It was gifted to me for a period of time. For a period of time. Gifted. It's strange. Even to be gifted something like this. Must be I have to use it. Now let's see. This is a very strange looking thing. Okay. Now the question. Let's ask. What shall we ask? First of all, let me shuffle these things. That's not much of a shuffle. These things are stiff too. They haven't been used. They have not been used. Let's see. Let me just give this one of these like plow through. You're gonna have fingers made out of clamps. Alright. Now, I'll do it some more. Let's make sure they're all the same way. No, they're not all. Actually, I got them all mixed up. That's one thing I don't like. Okay, take care of some. Let's see now. Let's see. Yeah, these things were like so stiff, I forgot to even put them in their right order. I don't like inverts, but everybody has their P's and Q's, what they, their P's and carrots, what they like and what they don't like. It's called self. All right, boom, 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 boom. All right, this is some of it. Here's some more. Let me go through that. That one's, let's see, this way. Okay. Now, if anybody has a question, let's see now. Or you want me to like just let me see. I don't need this. How do you dragon cards? Dragon tarot. Dragon. There's a prophecy involved. A dragon. But we'll go into that later. All right. Now, what's the question for 2025? Now, we're not going to do, 2025 has been forecasted as a period in which everything gets more and more difficult, to say the least. However, when things get more and more difficult, that means that something is working. Something's working. Change is working. Change is working. Now, change of what? I mean, I'm all for change, because we know we can't keep going on the same, play the same song over again, the same this, the same that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. I mean, certain things, familiarity is good, but for the change, we need a big change. We need some peace. We need some evolution. Evolution. First of all, I do believe people are going to become evolved. I do believe that we will become evolved. We will be able to do so much more with who we are, so we can prepare ourselves when our soul leaves our bodies to go to a higher place, a better place. Now, 2025 should be the year that a lot of institutions are scrutinized, a lot of like stability factors. And that's a little harsh to say around, the holiday season, the end of the year. But a lot of these things need cleaning. You know what I mean? Cleaning. They need house cleaning. They need to be wrapped up. They need to be wrapped. Oh, it's still not right. Wait. Again, these are not. Let's see. It takes a while sometimes. When it's like 2 o'clock in the morning in the mountains, sometimes you have to. It's not too bad. You have to do things a little differently. Alright, fix these things up. Anyway, if you have a question or something you want to chit chat on, you want to talk, I'm here. As you can see, sorting through, try and get these cards, this deck. Maybe it needs, I'm doing all this because it needs all my feelings. I have to keep touching these things over and over again because I don't have like any energy on them. Maybe it's some sort of metaphysical what? Metaphysical declaration. We have 78 cards of a new cardboard deck. Cardboard, it feels like cardboard. It feels like stiff. It is stiff. It hasn't had anybody touch it. And of course, when it's a creepy deck, too. Let's see what kind of energy the dragons have. What kind of energy do dragons? Dragons. Dragon power. Well, I think of Dragon Ball Z, but even like, wasn't Piccolo a dragon too? Maybe not really. Piccolo was just a green thing, a green being. I guess too, all the shows that we've seen, like in the United States, we see Star Trek. In elsewhere, like Dragon Ball Z, we have like the whole different types of beings, different types of processes, different differences, and that's all been a process to acquaint us with others plus others. That means that we're just taking a step towards opening up ourselves and their selves to others. All right, since we're talking about stuff, do you have any questions? Does anybody have a question? What's the question? Okay, so one thing we know, there's wars, right? We got the war thing. We got that. That's not going to stop. We know there's not going to be peace in January. No. And we got a lot of big talk, a lot of bossy Bossy guys. Bossy, bossy, bossy. Now, will what? People don't really want to hear about aliens, but I do. How are we going to make changes? How's that? Let's do a reading on how change can happen. All right? We're going to ask Dragon Power, dragons, how change. This one speaks. These cards from the back look very, they give like weird vibrations. Just look at the back of them. Isn't that kind of swirly? Swirly. Now, these dragons, how are we going to make changes to human society? How are we going to make changes? Right? How are we going to make changes in human societies? Ooh, we should, okay. Let's just take these to start. How are we going to make changes in human society? We took these 4 cards. Now, now, let's see. The first one we have is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands. That means we got, that's a fighting card. That's a fighting card. That means a lot of tough love. Tough love. This is definitely tough love. That's how we're going to start. Oh, that's fighting. Look at that 5. You got a very kind of like a defensive and aggressive posture of this dragon, right? And, ooh, it's like a sunset. That means there's going to be a lot of nighttime sunset. It's almost like the climate. It's almost like you're going to like threaten somebody with extinction, right? Sunset, it's not sunrise. No, it's like be on your guard for at night activity. Be on your guard for at night activity. That's how humanity is going to, that's how the year is going to start. Be on your guard for at night. When the sun goes down, not be afraid. Be on your guard. There's a difference between fear and being aware. Now, let's look at this card here. Now, here we have the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. What does that mean? It means that something is going to hail in the sky, in the ocean, in the water, fluid. Something's going to rally us to a thing, a person, a being. Something's going to rally. Something is going to seem as though it's a hope. There's going to be something that's going to give us a feeling of things can be different from this nighttime praying. And I mean P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y, pray. From the nighttime defensiveness, the nighttime aggression, from the end of time, the end of dawn, the setting sun is, something's going to come to put down the fires of the sky. Something is going to come to put down the fire of the skies, of the night, of the war talk. What is it? Here we have justice, and we have what something is going to lay down the law, lay down the gauntlet. Isn't that what you call that thing that you gauntlet, the gauntlet, bang. Something is going to come and give you a choice. we are going to be faced with a choice of either continually fighting or take something or take the olive branch. Not the olive branch. This is not an olive branch. This is something that seems a direction. A direction. We're giving a choice. We either fight like shitheads or we drink the cup of hope. We're given this choice in terms of justice. Justice. And this dragon, as you can see, too, we see fire, we see a bathe of water. We have two choices. Two choices is justice. And here we have the chariot. We must move in a direction. We're not given any choice we're not going to have a choice. We're not going to have time to say, I think. No. You either do it violently, you either extinction, or you accept a choice. These are two choices. We have the 6 of cups and the 5 of wands. We either take the vessel of peace, the vessel of hope, the vessel of new direction, or we satisfy ourselves or be satisfied with oblivion. 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 Fight to the death. That is the way the scales of justice go. And here we have the chariot. We cannot stay and be wishy-washy. We cannot stay and just, I'll do it later. It's not that type of thing. You're going to have to move and move fast. That's what we can look forward to the start of 2025. Two choices. And it's going to be ramped up too. Ramped up. This 5 of swords, 5 of wands is a hostile environment. And this 6 of cups, 6 of cups, you're going to have to make a choice. Make a choice. Make a choice. And there's not going to be much time with the chariot. There's not going to be much time to make that choice. Because you got one way or the other. That's what I see for 2025 to start it out. Now, if anybody would like a reading or anything, just don't hesitate. I'm in a talkative mood, drinking my coffee, and I'm here right now. So, I will stay a little bit longer, and then I will probably, if no one has anything they wish to talk about or anything, probably do something else. One thing about the Dragon Tarot, it's magical and mysterious. And it's a different dimensional journey. You have magic, symbolism from Babylon, Egypt, and China. And then you also have the English King Arthur's, St. George. Now, it's interesting. We're going through myth, magic, and imagination with the dragons. So, if you would like to go there, we can do that together. All right, so I'm going to end this one. Until the next time, if you want to have a private reading, you can contact me through my email in the description box for one-to-one privately. And if you have any questions or anything, comments, feel free. Feel free to contact me, leave a comment. And Moons is here for you. Remember that. Bye bye.